what the autocratic government of Nigeria Spain put in place, the kind of resources they put in place in effectively and successfully carrying out abduction of Mazi and Kanu from Kenya is massive, it's monumental. So, but today, they cannot go further than here because law is on our side now. Their own law, they are not the Kenyan law. Their own law. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Right.
Their own law is not on their side. What happened to them today? So what is stopping us is their own law. They cannot. It's settled. They cannot go further than this. I can assure Biafrans all over the world. Take it from me. We have done it before. And we're doing it again. We've done it again, actually. So the point is that they should be as assured that Nnamdi will out as soon as possible. And what I know, I will not say is the time and the day. But Nnamdi is coming out as quick as possible. And when it comes out, I will carry a bit and let the world know. But just go home and sleep. We are on top of the station. And we are doing everything legally permissible to ensure that the right thing is done. And as I assured you, the Nigerian government has totally run out of options. They have no remedies available to them, And I wish you have a position of the government of the court. You will see that government is watertight. There's no way you were escaping. You can't escape. There's no way you can escape that government. It's watertight. So that is the position.
All right, barrister. As you can hear the barrister say, go home and sleep. And of course, if there is anybody who can do it, it is our legal team. They have done it before in 2015, and I don't see any reason why it should not be repeated. Barrister, the last question, barrister. Now, talk to me about compensation, because we're talking violation of his fundamental human right. And of course, there should be some sort of compensation that will go with it.
Of course, before now, we have a suit. A suit to file against the federal government for extrajudicial release of Mazi and Kanu. In that suit, before compile, we are inviting the court to interpret legal sections of international laws and conventions, which I never said before now, which Nigeria has grossly violated in an attempt to abduct and eventually extraordinary reduction of to Nigeria. In that suit, we are asking for damages of 50 billion. And thankfully, interestingly, like this now, the questions are inviting the lower court, high court to answer. The questions of law, we are inviting the lower court to answer in that suit, has been exhaustively dealt with in this appeal. So what we are doing on 14th of December when the matter is ground up, is to submit this appeal, this government of appeal, and ask the court to award them like this as requested. So they must be heavily compensated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, barrister. And of course, I thank you so much, of course, for making our time coming on air to clear the air for Biafrans. And of course, all the lovers of freedom who has been listening to us. Thank you, barrister. And of course, we will still celebrate because the big one is still coming. Thank you very much.
Sure.
All right.
God bless you. Thanks,
and bless you too. All right, there you have it, and that was our erudite barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, breaking it down for us here to a layman perspective, so that you can understand what is happening and how it is being played out. But one thing, though, you need to know and you need to bear in mind is that we have won. There is no two ways about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always said, "I will defeat you at your courts." And that is exactly what played out. And I want to thank our able legal team, of course, led by Barrister Ozokome and, of course, Barrister Aloy everybody Stefani Ejiofor, Aloy Ejimako, and the rest of the team for a good job that they are doing. And of course, this will earn them the greatest legal team of the year, because they have done noble. Even with the limited resources, they have achieved results, because the matter is over. It is over. What the zoo is doing now, of course, is the last kick of a dying horse. They have to obey. They have to obey the decision of the Supreme Court of the land, the highest court of the land, which is the appeal court in this instance. All right, great Biafrans, I don't have much to say this evening. You have heard it from our barrister. And it is our responsibility, of course, to now and then bring them up here so that they can explain to Biafrans what is happening, because this is the platform, the official platform of Biafrans all around the world. It is Radio Biafra, for goodness sake. And if there's any other place that this need to be said, it has to be on this platform. And of course, it is constructive argument with Mazi Ikechukwu Onoha. Of course, this evening, today being the 18th day of October 2022, it is a Tuesday. And of course, I know we did not start the way we normally start because of time constraint. And as you can see, the barrister is a busy man. He needs to run around to begin to do what he needs to do, because Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must come out as soon as possible. And of course, that's why we have to let him go quickly. But of course, it is constructive argument here on Radio Biafra, and of course, we will be leaving it here. This is constructive argument on Radio Biafra with Mazi Ikechukwu Onoha. Bring your argument, and we've got the solution. Constructive argument. We hit below the belt. Radio Biafra. We've got you covered. All right, of course, it is Radio Biafra, and you can bet on it. We've got you covered. And of course, the person you heard is Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He is IPOB lead counsel, and of course, a senior counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he is the person that you have heard from this evening, explaining to Biafrans, to a layman perspective, what is going on, what has unfolded in court, and what is still happening. I will take a quick break. When I come back, we start summarizing. Radio Biafra. We saturate the whole of Biafra land. Wherever you are, just touch the dial. 102.1 FM. Olu, Owerri, Enugu, Anambra, Abakaliki, Nsukka, Asaba, and many more. Radio Biafra. We got you covered. Radio Biafra, the first and the last. All right, it is Radio Biafra. Of course, it is constructive argument here with Mazi Ikechukwu Onoha. And of course, an updates. Most of our people have been abducted. This is what is happening these days in Biafra land. They go around abducting our people. They are killing them in secrecy. And of course, most of them are not even brought to court. Unbelievable. But you can trust IPOB leadership, and of course you can also trust our erudite legal teams. They are doing what is necessary to ensure that our people who are incarcerated, those who have been abducted illegally, are released. And of course there are names of our people that was released by IPOB leadership. And of course, as you know, there was a press conference by IPOB legal team with regards to those who have been abducted. I think, let me see if I can find this information. Very, very important, so that I can update Biafrans on that. It is important. All right, let's see. All right, Radio Biafra is back in Olo area. Kindly tune in to 102.1 FM. All right, you can receive Radio Biafra in Njaba, some part of Mbitolu and Nisu local government area. All right, the areas are also covered by Omoaka, Okwodo, Nkume, Ata, Amandoba, Omondoba, Ekwe, Amuri, Orodo, Ejiama, Obiato, Afaruku, Oji, and some other axis. So Radio Biafra is back on these areas of Olo axis. I'm looking for this all right, let's see. Very, very important. I want to tell you what the zoo is doing. The evil that the zoo has been doing, and that has been abducting our people. Now, this is a press briefing, of course, with regards to the disappearance of Igbo and Ibibio men and women arrested / abducted on suspicion of being members of the indigenous people of Biafra and associates of Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and all the rest. All right, this press briefing happened yesterday, the 17th day of October, and this was actually from the lawyers of IPOB. I just want to give you the names of people that have been listed here, and these are the people. Some of them are even missing. We don't know where they are. They don't bring them to court. If they have killed them, we don't even know. But the names I have here, we have Ikechukwu Henry, Joy Godwin Udo, aka Idara Gold. You know about Idara Gold. This lady disappeared long time ago. But the good news is that Idara Gold will be going to court tomorrow. I think she will be appearing in one of the magistrate court in Abuja tomorrow, the 19th day of October. Idara Gold, that is the name that has been going viral all this time around because she was abducted for no just reason. And of course, she will be appearing tomorrow in Abuja Magistrate Court because IPOB leadership, we are working hard to ensure that we don't abandon our own. And this is the principle that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established, and that is where we stand. All right, the name goes on: Emeka Ngonadi, Barrister Pius Awoke, Chinedu Nwoba, Igwe Johnson, DK, Obonna Joseph Aja, Kinsley Onovo, Kenneth Ojima, Fortune Okezie, Joseph Okafo Eze, Emmanuel Onyibe Chinonso, Uket Godwin, Obonna Christian Ndubisi, Eze Ernest, Chukwuemeka. I think there is a name that I omitted here. Let me go back. That's Obonna David. That's correct. And we have Uket Godwin. I think I've called out Uket. I have Obonna Christian Ndubisi, Eze Ernest, Chukwuemeka, Ibele Meto Chukwu, Emmanuel Ike, Reverend Cletus Egole. They even abduct reverends. My goodness me, and pastors. Unbelievable. We have Pastor Philip Chinedu Egole, Chinonso Anyanwu Kelechi Okeke, God's Power Chilemu. We have Chukwuma Nwokike. And just to mention a few, because it is quite a lot of them. And if you ask me what on earth or what crime has these people committed, I will tell you absolutely zero. Nothing known to law have these people. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But we thank God because, you know, what we do in IPOB is that it is an oath that we have taken. It is a stand that we have taken. It is a foundation laid down by our leader. You always hear our leader say, we don't abandon our own. As long as we know where you are, as long as we know where they kept them, we will find them and we will bring them out. Remember Idara Gold. It's been a while that she has been abducted, but finally she is coming to court tomorrow. And by the grace and mercies of Chukwu Okike Abiama, these men and women will be released to rejoin their families. Very, very important. All right, I want to read out something. Then, of course, I will bring this program to an end. There is something important I need to read out. If you will bear with me, let me see where I kept it. There we go. I think that's it. All right, what I'm reading out is Is that correct? Let me see. No, not this one. Not this one. There is something I actually I wanted to read. Unbelievable. Let me see if I can find it on another platform. Very on which we hold to disappear. You will not see it again. But let me see if I can get this. It is important that I lay it out here, that I read it out for Biafra so that you can hear. Because this is what Radio Biafra is all about. It is all about information. We ensure that all right, this is it. Okay, I titled it because this was actually an extract I got from Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor on his Facebook wall, because he keeps on updating Biafrans, what is happening. He ensure, he has been busy, as you can see, doing so many press conferences, and this is in a bid to, of course, update our people, which I think is actually very brilliant of him. All right, I titled it, "No courts in Nigeria have the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a result of his extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria," says the appeal court. And of course, this is what you have heard this evening from our erudite barrister, Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He have explained it in detail. But let me just read this. This is an extract from that court, the court ruling of the appeal court, as Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor posted on his Facebook wall. He said, "A pleasant afternoon, Omochileke. We are delighted to make public the paragraph of the Court of Appeal holding in their judgment, which buried the frivolous criminal charge against Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and totally prohibited the federal government of Nigeria from coming up with any criminal charge or indictment against Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This holding is more fortifying and sacrosanct. It is the last straw that broke the camel's back, a boil in the scrotum, and can never be circumvented. There is no escape route for the oppressors here." He continues, "Please carefully read the erudite holding on the lead judgment, allowing Onyendu's appeal, I beg your pardon, as reproduced herein and possibly infer layman interpretation for proper understanding of the judgment." And of course, that was why we brought Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor here on Radio Biafra platform, so that he can break it down. A layman can understand and comprehend. All right, and that is exactly what he have done. But let me read this part of this judgment, very, very important. It goes on like this. "The consequence of this section, I hold, is that the appellant is prohibited from being detained." Of course, the appellant is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Appellant, of course, is the term that is used in the court because he is appealing in the appeal court. So he becomes an appellant. And of course, whoever, like the Nigerian government, we can call them the respondents. That is how it is called in the legal world. So the appellant is prohibited from being detained, meaning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be detained. What I'm reading out for you now is the judgment of the appeal court, some part of it, the most important and vital part of that judgment. And it's very, very important that you listen and pay close attention. The appeal court said that the appellant, in this case, who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is prohibited from being detained, meaning that what is happening now is against the law. What is happening now in terms of his detention, continued detention, is illegal in the eyes of the law, because the court has ruled and said that he can never be detained ever again. So the DSS and the federal government of Nigeria, including their attorney general, whom I don't know what law school this guy went to, whether he went to Daurakau Law School, that he doesn't even know what the meaning of jurisdiction is all about. When I asked Barrister Ejiofor to explain jurisdiction here, I was actually doing so that Malami, wherever he is, will listen and learn. Remember our leader used to say, if you are coming to listen to to Radio Biafra, you must bring your pen and paper. All right. If you are Lamajiri, you must bring your slate. Malami, bring your slate. So, he goes on to say that the appellant is prohibited from being detained, tried, or otherwise dealt with in Nigeria for or in respect of any offense allegedly committed by him before his extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Do you know what this means? It means that no court in Nigeria has the jurisdiction, has the local standing, or should I say, that even the federal government has no local standing to bring a matter before a competent court of law against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Appeal court has declared him untouchable. My goodness me, where have we seen such a ruling? Most of us don't understand the dynamics. This is powerful. This is powerful. Remember, we keep on saying we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be declared a prisoner of conscience, and this and that. And we're actually expecting this thing to happen maybe from the United Nations or United States of America. But surprise, surprise, beyond all imagination, beyond all expectation, a court in Nigeria actually declared our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu untouchable. I think maybe when our leader comes out, some of us will relax, settle down, and read this judgment and understand what happened here. When Barrister Ejiofor keeps on talking about this, most of us don't understand what he's talking about. This is huge. I say this is huge. That's why you heard Barrister Ejiofor screaming, because he knows as a legal professional that this is huge. I don't think I've seen this before. I don't think, though I'm not too conversant, with the law as it is in the zoo, but I don't think I've seen this before. A court in Nigeria declaring our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu untouchable. My goodness me. Remember, what happens in the zoo is you might be arrested taken to court, I beg your pardon, and if you are acquitted in that court, the DSS will wait for you outside and rearrest you and bring fresh charges against you. But in this case, assuming our leader came to court that day and he was discharged, even the DSS cannot even rearrest him or reapprehend him or abduct him or whatever, because appeal court has barred them from doing that. My goodness me, Wachineke. He is Wachineke indeed. Even his enemies declared him untouchable. His enemies. Abaru changene, ikurungene ngo. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. Unbelievable. All right, let me continue dishing out what this appeal. These judges of appeal court, they will live long. I don't know. There are still men left in the zoo that speaks the truth. I don't know that there are men who will defile all the tyranny, or men who will defile all the autocratic government of Nigeria and still pronounce the truth. Unbelievable. To the extent that they actually barred the zoo. Remember, Buhari used to say, when the so-called Igbo leaders or Igbo elite went to him and said, please release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to us, Buhari said, and I quote, I cannot do anything. I will allow the courts to do what they have to do the decision. That's what Buhari said. But you know what that was? That was takia. It is called what? Takia of the Fulani extracts. They lie from their teeth. They even lie in their dreams. So when he was telling the Igbo leaders that, he was lying because he knows, maybe in his mind, he knows that nobody will go against what? Takia of the Fulani extracts. They lie from their teeth. They even lie in their dreams. So when he was telling the Igbo leaders that, he was lying because he knows, maybe in his mind, he knows that nobody will go against what? Takia of the Fulani extracts. They lie from their teeth. They even lie in their dreams. So when he was telling the Igbo leaders that, he was lying because he knows, maybe in his mind, he knows that nobody will go against or what? Takia of the Fulani extracts. They lie from their teeth. They even lie in their dreams. So when he was telling the Igbo leaders that, he was lying because he knows, maybe in his mind, he knows that nobody will go against
ọ na-abụ ọkọkọwa anụ ọhịa ya gakwuru kwa osisi, ọkọwakwanụ mmadụ ya gakwuru mmadụ ibe ya, n'ihi na onye a na-achụ ehi na-akpọku ma o jighị ọgwụ ya, o ji nri ya. Ebe nwata na-ebe akwa na-atụ aka ma isi nne ya nọ ya, ke nne ya ga-anọrịrị ya. Ọkụkọ sị na ihe na-esi aṅụ mmiri lewe anya n'elu na ọ bụ ebe ọnwụ na-egbu ya na-esi abịa. Biko nụ, anyị ji ohere a, anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụafọ Biafra, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB na aha mkpimkpi, n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị nsọ, na-arịọ ndị eze, ndị ụka dị iche iche, ndị ọha obodo dị iche iche, ndị ụmụnne nna, ndị ụmụnne nne, n'ọsịkwa n'ọsịghị, ka ha biko nyere anyị aka dịka ugwu ka anyị buru ebele. Nchọnchọ anyị mere gosiri na ozu ndị a niile bụ nke ndị anyị nọ na mọchụarị anyị na-elibere so na-akele anyị ụkwụ, na-epile anyị aja na garị. Biko nụ, ka anyị mara na ihe anyị ga-eme lipụ ozu ndị a, hapụkwana ihe ndị ọzọ sochiri ya. Anyị lipụchi ozu ndị a nwanne, anyị abịa n'obi emeghakwara ama ndị sochiri ya. Anyị na-arịọ unu, onye ọbụla nwụrụ ọnụ were mkpụrụ ụbọchị 3 lie ya, bịa hazi ihe niile. Ihe mezikwanara emezi, a na-akpọ ya nwa mma. Biko nụ, ihe ndị a na-ebutere anyị nsogbu rue na a ga-eji mọchụarị na-akpa anyị ọgba ebe niile. Ozu a dọrọ n'ihu, dọrọ n'azụ, dọrọ n'ụlọ, dọrọ n'uko, dọrọ n'usekwu, dọrọ na palọ, dọrọ na senta tebụl. Anyị na-ele ya anya. Chineke, igbe ozu mana m ụmụnna, ma enweghị ike iji ya mere igbe akwa. Ebe mkpokoro eso dị mma ma ejighị ya eme ọla aka. Unu ma ihe m na-ekwu, maka na nwata bee nne ya bee nna ya amara na ihe ọ ga-ebe agwụla. Anyị arịọ unu ka unu nwee ike mee ihe ugbu a mgbe chi na-efobere tutu mmiri asọwa ọgba. Anyị ma ihe nji na-ekwu ihe a, ụfọdụ mọchụarị nọ n'ala Biafra anyị ga-emechi ha, n'ihi na mọchụarị abụghị ebe ụmụntakịrị na-aga egwuri egwu, ọ bụghị ebe ndị okenye na-aga ezuru ike, ọ bụghị ebe a na-atatụ ihe n'ọnụ ma ọ bụ kụọ ngaji n'eze, ọ bụghị ebe a na-aga nlele. Ihe eji agba na ntị ejighị ya agba n'anya. Anyị na-arịọ unu ka unu mee ihe kwesịrị nụ, ka ala anyị dere ji, ka obodo anyị dere ji. Unu cheta na onye ọbụla rere ala lie mmadụ, o liele ozu labụ. Ihe abụọ apụla n'ahụ, ka anyị nyere unu onwe anyị aka. Ihe meziri emezi a na-akpọ ya nwa mma. Anyị anaghị aba mba, ma arịrịọ ka anyị na-arịọ unu, ma ọ bụrụ unu na-asịkwanụ na na-agaghị elebara ihe ndị ahụ anya n'otu ọ dị na mbụ ka ọ ga-adịgide, nwanne, anyị enweghị ihe ọzọ anyị ga-eme na-abụghị ime ihe kwesịrịnụ, n'ihi na anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụafọ Biafra agaghị anọ ihe eri ọba anyị. Ozi a unu na-anụ ugbu a si n'aka ndị IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, na-abịara unu n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ya nsọ. Ọ bụ ha na-akọ mgbịrịmgba maka na osisi nwa ọnwụ otu ya afọ ọ nụrụ ka ala ibe. Ndewo.
Ojiọfọ ga-analili. Chukwu okike abịa ma chi nna nna anyị ochie, chi na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo, anyị ekene gị. Chukwu onye kere ihe niile mana o nwere ihe kere ya, ekene m unu. Ọbasi bi n'eluigwe, ekene m gị. Chi nna nna anyị ochie, ekene m. Asị m na ọmụnwa bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ọfọ Igbo, ọzọ eme nte eme imo. Nwa bụ ugwu nwanne ka anyị ike iji m n'ụmụ uchu ugwu eze n'ọnụ ọgba n'ike. Asị m na ekene m unu na ekene dike na nke mere eme ike adịghị ime ọzọ. Chukwu okike abịa ma Chukwu kere ihe niile mana o nwere ihe kere ya. Chi nna nna anyị ochie, chi na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo. Chukwu mara onye aka ya dị ọcha na onye obi ya dị ọcha. Chukwu mmụọ, mmụọ ka mmụọ. Chukwu agbara, Chukwu arụkwụsị niile. Chukwu eke, Chukwu orie, Chukwu afọ, Chukwu nkwọ. Akpọkọ ụmụ unu tata bụ ụbọchị afọ. Asị m n'ahịa taa bụ ụbọchị afọ. N'ahịa taa ga-afụpụla anyị anya ndị ilo, fụpụla anyị ụbịam, fụpụla anyị ogbenye, fụpụla anyị ọnwụ, fụpụla anyị ụchụ, fụpụla anyị ndị ilo. Ma fụtara anyị nnwere onwe, fụtara anyị ndụ, fụtara anyị udo, fụtara ụmụ Igbo niile ndụ, fụtara anyị udo, fụtara anyị ọganiru, ma fụnata Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na ụmụ Igbo niile, ebe Igbo bidoro na ebe Igbo kwụsịrị, na taa bụ ụbọchị afọ ka a na-akpọku gị oku. Wee sị gị bịa tara ọjị na chi jiri eji efogo. Asị m na taa bụ ụbọchị afọ ga-abụ ụbọchị ọma nye ndị Igbo niile. Taa bụ ụbọchị afọ ga-abụ ụbọchị ọma nye ụmụ Biafra niile. Na taa bụ ụbọchị afọ ga-abụ ụbọchị ọma wee nye ụmụ IPOB niile. Na taa bụ ụbọchị afọ ga-abụ ụbọchị ọma nye Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m na-eje anaba isi ije. Akụfesi ọ daala awọ. Chukwu okike abịa ma akpara na-agbara onye ukwu agbara onye nta, ụkpaka na-agba n'oge nke ya, gaa n'ogwu, ọchụla agụ zọgbu enyi, ọkwa gị bara na-azụ nwa, igirigo ọgụ mmụọ, ọtụfa na ọfọ ndị mmụọ, ugwu a na-arị atụ egwu, ọgbara nkịta okwu jere n'ọnụ ya. Asị m na tata na chi jiri eji efuola. Mụọ bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba arịọ gị, Chukwu okike abịa ma arịọ m gị ndụ n'isi ụmụ Igbo niile, n'isi ụmụ Biafra, n'isi Nnamdi Kanu. Ọya ka m wetara ọjị a ka unu bịa nabata ya bụ ọjị. Ọkwa na okirikiri ka ọ na-agba ukwu ose na ọ naghị arị ya elu. Asị m na okirikiri ka ndị ilo ga-agba anyị na ha agaghị enweta anyị. Na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu. Na nkirikiri ka ndị ilo ga na-ekiri anyị na ha ga-afọ anyị anya. Chukwu okike abịa ma ọbasi bi n'eluigwe, osebụrụ ụwa, chi nna nna anyị ochie, chi na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo. Chukwu mara onye obi ya dị ọcha na onye aka ya dị ọcha. Akpọkọ ụmụ gị. Asị m na Ojiọfọ ga-analili, na nwoke si na ya ji ọfọ, nwaanyị si na ya ji ọfọ, mana ọfọ maara onye ji ya. Nwoke na-akpọ Chukwu okike abịa ma, nwaanyị na-akpọ Chukwu okike abịa ma. Chukwu Chukwu asị m na ị maara onye na-akpọ gị n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. Asị m na ọkpara gị bụ Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'ime ụlọ mkpọrọ na-ata afụfụ. Ọ na-akpọ gị ụbọchị eke, ọ na-akpọ gị ụbọchị orie, ọ na-akpọ gị ụbọchị afọ, ọ na-akpọ gị ụbọchị nkwọ. Asị m gị dododo ga napụta Nnamdi Kanu. Na Nnamdi Kanu bụ ọnụ na-ekwuru ndị Igbo, ọnụ na-ekwuru mba niile. Otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m gị dododo napụtara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Tinye ugo, nye ya ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ, mee ka ọnụ niile kwuru njọ n'isi ya tụọrọ ikwu mma. Chukwu okike abịa ma eze nwanyị mmiri, oke osimiri, osimiri ọgba, isi ọgba ncheta ncha, akpọkọ m unu. Eze nwanyị a n'ike wawa, oke arụsị na n'ike. Asị m na ojiro nwaanyị aga anyị. Ọnwụ unu nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ọfọ Igbo, ọzọ eme nte eme imo. Asị m na ọmụ na-akpọ unu. So unu bịa dododo bịa na bịa tara ọjị na chi jiri eji efuola. Akpọkọ ụmụ gị eze nwanyị, eze nwanyị idodi ikwune m, eze nwanyị nwee na-ebu ngwu nge n'ụzọ oke ngwu bi n'agụ, anyị ọnọgba ugwu ọnọgba, isi ọgba ọnọgba. Akpọkọ ụmụ unu, anyị ntatanta akpọkọ ụmụ unu, anyị Igbo niile akpọkọ ụmụ unu. Eze nwanyị Amambala, eze nwanyị osimiri Njaba, ọnwụ unu nwoke na-akpọ unu. Eze nwanyị Ebenyi, asị gị bịa tara ọjị na chichiri eji efuola. bịa tọrọ ọjị n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, bịa tọrọ ọjị n'isi ụmụ Igbo niile. Ebe Igbo bidoro na ebe Igbo kwụsịrị, bịa tọrọ ọjị n'isi ụmụ Igbo niile. Nye anyị mmeri na mmeri ga-abụ nke anyị. Nye anyị mmeri na mmeri ga-abụ nke anyị. Nye Nnamdi Kanu mmeri na mmeri ga-abụ nke ya. Bịa tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ, nye ike n'elu ike, kpuchite ya dịka ọkụkụ si ekpuchi ụmụ ya. Akpọkọ ụmụ unu oku, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ na-afụ na ịfafụ na nzuzo, mmụọ na-edu anyị eje, mmụọ anyị na ya so wee bi ụwa, mmụọ n'ụwa anyị, mmụọ n'ụwa Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ. Ana m akpọ unu oku, asị m unu binyenu, binyenu. Mmụọ obi ugadi, asị m unu binyenu. Mmụọ agụrụ, asị m unu binyenu. Mmụọ kama na ọsụsụ, oke mmụọ na-Abịa steeti, asị m unu binyenu. Mmụọ Ezekona, mmụọ Ezekona, asị m unu binyenu. Oke mmụọ ji eji ọgụ n'Ebonyi, asị m unu binye na Chijiri eji efuola n'ọnwa unu nwoke na-akpọ unu. Aja ana Igbo niile, ebe Igbo bido na ebe Igbo kwụsịrị, asị m unu binye. Amadioha, asị m unu binye. Mmụọ niile na-ejere Igbo ozi, asị m unu binye. Mmụọ niile na-emere Igbo ife, asị m unu binye. Mmụọ niile anyị na-emere ife, asị m unu binye n'isi ụmụ Igbo, n'isi ụmụ Biafra, n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, ma nye ya ugo ma nye ya mmeri. Ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike, na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike. Ọkwana gbuo dike bosi ihe ike mere ọchọ nwa dike. Ha sị na ọ nọgide n'ogwe ọfụwa ndị mmụọ, anyị anọgo n'ogwe, ike agwụla anyị n'ogwe, anyị na-afụzi ndị nwụrụ anwụ. Ya ka eji akpọrọ unu mmụọ niile si unu dododo bịa napụta Nnamdi Kanu. Mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ n'ihi Biafra, bịa napụta Nnamdi Kanu, bịa napụta ụmụ Igbo, bịa kwuchielu ụmụ Igbo ọnụ ha. Ụmụ Igbo enwere onye na-ekwuru ha, ụmụ Igbo enwere onye ọnụ na-ekwuru ha, ụmụ Biafra enwere ọnụ na-ekwuru ha, Nnamdi Kanu enwere ọnụ na-ekwuru ya. Ya bụrụ ọnụ na-ekwuru Nnamdi Kanu, bịa bụrụ ọnụ na-ekwuru ụmụ Igbo niile, bịa bụrụ ọnụ na-ekwuru ụmụ Biafra, bịa bụrụ ọnụ na-ekwuru anyị. Bịa kwuola anyị na Eke, kwuola anyị n'Orie, kwuola anyị n'Afọ, kwuola anyị na Nkwọ. Ọ sị na ọgbaji odoro ojewebe eze. Onye bụkwa na eze anyị na-eje na be ya? Amadioha, nna nna anyị ochie, ndị mbụ na ndị egede, agbara anyị ji eje ọgụ, Ikenga anyị ji eje mba. Ọkwa na unu ka anyị na-akpọ na ọgbajigo dọrọ unu ka anyị gbakwutere si unu bịa tara ọjị. Bịa tara ọjị. Unu agaghị atara ọjị nwata wee beere ya ji ikpe. Bịa tara ọjị n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, ma kpechiere Nnamdi Kanu ọnụ ya, napụta Nnamdi Kanu. Na ịnapụta Nnamdi Kanu, anyị etinye unu ugo, anyị abịa kene unu ekene, na maka na okene dịka na nke o mere eme onwe ike m ọzọ. Ọnwụ unu nwoke aka ji ofe Igbo ọzọ eme ete eme imo, nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mbọ ya na-ekwu, nwa bụ ugwu nwanne ka n'ike iji m na ụmụ uchu ugwu eze n'ọnụ Ọgbanike. Asị m unu bịa tara ọjị, bịa tarụ na ọjị, bịa tarụ na ọjị, bịa tarụ na ọjị, bịa tarụ na ọjị, ma nye ya mmeri, ma nye ya ugo, ma nye ya ike, nye ya ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ, nye ya mmeri n'elu mmeri, mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi atụgharị ikwu mma. Asị m na nwoke ọbụla sị na Biafra agaghị abịa, onye a were anaze mmiri. Nwaanyị ọbụla sị na Biafra agaghị abịa, onye a were anaze mmiri. Nwoke ọbụla sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, asị m onye a were anaze mmiri. Onye ọbụla sị na Nnamdi Kanu ama nwere onwe ya, asị m onye aṅụọ mmiri gbagbuo ya. Onye azụ ụkwụ na ana tiwerie ya. Maka na Nnamdi Kanu onweghị ihe o mere, o nwere onye o metụrụ. Ife ọ nọbụ ọdịmma nwoke, ọdịmma nwaanyị, ka ọ dụrụ onye ukwu mma, ka ọ dụrụ onye nta mma, ka ọ dụrụ ụmụ Igbo mma, ka ọ dụrụ mba niile mma. Ọ bụ ọnụ na-ekwuchitere ndị Igbo. Ọ na-ekwu okwu mmeri, ọ na-ekwu ka ọ dịrị ụmụ Igbo mma, ọ na-ekwu okwu mmeri, ọ na-ekwu ka ọ dịrị mba niile mma. Ọ n'isi nwoke n'isi nwaanyị, ọ naghị azọ ka o rie, ọ naghị azọ ka ọ ṅụọ. Ihe ọ na-azọ bụ ndụ n'isi ụmụ Igbo niile, n'isi ụmụ Biafra, n'isi mba niile. Asị m unu mmụọ niile na unu ga-atụnye ugo. Anyanwụ ụtụtụ agbara na-agbara onye ukwu, agbara onye nta, ụkpaka na-agba n'oge nke ya. Chukwu okike onye kere ihe niile, mana o nwere ihe kere ya. Onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpụọ aja, were aja siri ike kpụọ mmadụ. Anyị arịọ gị, ọ bụ mmehie anyị ga-eme ka Biafra ghara ịbịa? Biko gbaghara anyị. Ọ bụ mmehie anyị ga-eme ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ghara ịpụta? Biko gbaghara anyị. Ọ bụ mmehie anyị bụ ihe tinyere anyị n'ọnọdụ anyị nọ taa bụ ụmụ Igbo asị m dododo gbaghala anyị nna nna anyị ochie gbaghala ndị mmụ na ndị egede gbaghala nye anyị ike anyị ga-eji wee jee mba wetụrụ ugo wee na nye anyị ike anyị ga-eji jere ụlọ ozi nye anyị ike anyị ga-eji nwee mmeri nye anyị ike mmeri ma napụta ụmụ Igbo napụta ụmụ Biafra duru ụmụ Igbo na-eje duru ụmụ Igbo na-ana na ụmụ Igbo ga na-eje ha ga na-ana
ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct on an interactive session, notwithstanding that we have been few minutes late, but our apologies due to situations beyond our circumstances that we cannot control. So I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition. Today is the 5th day of December 2022. Tatabo Boche Afo is our market day in our land. We are in an interactive session with Mazi Chinasanworu. We have to go direct to the topic of, to the business of the day. But there is this thing I want to, this quick, news headline. He said, notorious terrorist Bello Tuji to military. Why have you not killed me? That is it. So that caption, I leave you to analyze it, and I will talk about it tomorrow. Therefore, without wasting or taking any other time, I will bring in Mazi Chinasanworu to please come in and make your introductory statement to Biafrans and listeners all over the world. Welcome to the program, Mazi.
Mazi Chinedu, good evening. I hope I'm coming out very clear.
You are crystal clear.
Thank you. Good evening, lovers of freedom, Biafrans and IPOB members all over the world. My name is Mazi Chinasanworu. Mazi Chinasanworu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. I am from Obingwa. Obingwa is in Aba province. I've come to you this evening to continue from where we stopped in my last broadcast or interactive section on this Radio Biafra platform. This evening, I am also here to inform our people, educate our people, clarify certain things our people always ask questions for, and I will be here also. If you have questions you want me to answer, I'll be pleased to do that. I'm using this opportunity to thank every Biafran, all IPOB members, all hardcore IPOB members who knows what we are doing, who knows why we are here, who knows why we will never give up, who knows the essence of someone being consistent in anything he is doing. I thank every one of you. I thank Mazi Chinedu and your colleagues who are anchoring this program. From Mazi Alozie to Peters Ikechukwono, you yourself, Obilo Nwachineke, Karinemi, all of you who have been doing a very great job on this radio platform. I thank every one of you. And also I thank the IPOB media warriors. They have always been consistent. One thing people don't understand is this. IPOB media warriors have come to stay. They have fought gallantly all these years, but they have done a lot of job this past 1 year, 6 months. That our leader was renditioned from Kenya. We have shown that resilience. The Nigerian government and the enemies of Biafra have realized that the IPOB media warriors, the IPOB media team, are people you cannot play with or blackmail or subdue for them to back down from this movement we are in. I thank all IPOB coordinators around the world. I thank the IPOB legal team, because all these people I mentioned and those I did not mention now, all of them have done very well to make sure we keep this struggle alive. All of them have done very well to make sure we continue to burn this candle. All of them have done very well to make sure that all of us, we are singing the same song, which is the restoration of Biafra and the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this evening, we throw more light on the topic we have already put down on the flyer. And those who most times claim ignorant, I hope today they are here on this radio platform, because sometimes they say we don't know, we are not sure. Even if I'm coming on air, the radio host and other people, in one way or the other, we continue to tell people what our stand is, what we are pursuing, and our mission right now, which is the only thing we are asking now, is the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian government should obey their own court order that have discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also set a date the day they are going to conduct a referendum. Because it's our duty to tell them what, because we know the government, they are a little bit stubborn, but we have to tell them, we remind them what they have to do before it is too late. Mazi, Chinedu, I will stop here so that we can go straight to the point of the day. Thank you so much.
There, well, of course, you have touched it, because the first point we are going to talk about is about the unconditional release of our leader, who has been unconditionally discharged and acquitted. You know, in the next few days, on 13th of December, is going to make it 2 months that the Nigerian Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu. And not only that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should never stand trial at any Nigerian court. That is a very big one. But we are going to 2 months, and still this court order has never been obeyed. And many people are asking, what is IPOB doing? What is the leadership doing? What is happening? How do we make them obey the court order? Please, Mazi, shed more light on this very hot issue. It's very, very hot. Go on, Mazi, please.
Mazi Chinedu, thank you so much on this particular topic. I want every Biafran to open your ears very well. I will explain to our people what is playing out, why the Nigerian government have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the agents are all playing around his continuous detention in the hands of the Nigerian government. Mazi, like you said, on 13th October, our leader was discharged and acquitted. and to be released unconditionally. But after our leader got that verdict, we knew there were celebrations around the world for that particular verdict. But the Nigerian government have continually refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because since they have failed in their court of law, they are looking for other means. They are trying to gather things they will use to bring up another charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which today we are going to expose it, and we are going to inform them that all these plans they are coming up, they are trying to build, they are all dead on arrival. When our leader was discharged and acquitted from the court, we all hear that Malami came up to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why they won't release him is because of cases of criminality, cases of assassination in southeastern part of that contraction called Nigeria. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adopted, everybody knew we were fighting tooth and nail to make sure that this struggle will not derail from what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taught us. We knew, without being told, we knew that whenever a leader is captured or adopted, the next thing they will do is to make sure they destroy the system, the structure of that movement. Unless you are just a novice, even if without not being in the struggle, talk less of those, most of us who has been here for a very long time, we know the role they played in 2015 when they adopted him in Lagos. They played the same role, but it was not sophisticated like what they did now. That was the time they brought up tripod, a report, all these kind of people were issuing statements all over Nigeria that IPOB have been divided, a new leader have emerged, all these things. They did it in 2015. In 2017, when our leader was discharged, granted bail in 2017, then also when the military went to attack our leader, which he escaped, within this 1 year, 1 month also, there were people who came out. You see somebody in the north, we said he come out, IPOB, he's there, he was in the ship. There were all kinds of stories. Many kind of stories were going on. I believe the Nigerian government could not get their plans very well that time. Then they moved further, to plan on how to capture Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the third time. And the people supposed to know they spent millions of dollars. Before this time, they gathered people. They were having all their plans. Some people working for them in this continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of them are ignorant of the role they are playing. Just because they told them, go, take over, you are the right one. They don't know that they are playing a role. The government works through them through proxy. Mazi, the continuous detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is something the Nigerian government is trying to tag on IPOB and the leaders of IPOB, and they are not getting it because the IPOB leadership, we are smart. We know their plans ahead, whatever they are planning. And that is why we come out in time. We come out on time to inform our people, to educate our people, to tell them this is where these people are going. Listen, step back, don't go this way. But many of them don't understand because some of them working for Nigerian government, the Nigerian agents, the agent provocateurs, those they are under contract, continue to tell them, let's go forward. But let me tell you, I'm making it very clear for the Nigerian government that all they are planning with some international security now or trying to blackmail or hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it won't